nuts.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing that was
Out of context.
Welcome to the PlayStation Plus podcast, episode 15, I believe. I think.
Yeah, we're moving on up.
We're moving. Saggy Melon's face reveal. No, she's on face before. No, we're just missing Isaac. Isaac, we gotta have you for next week, bro. Come on, Isaac. We need the Nintendo guy. We need the, no one knows more about Nintendo.
Yeah, he's the Nintendo Switch champion,
Yeah.
So I kind of, what I do great on my channel besides video game content is I do reactions. So on hot topics, a video game YouTuber that I followed for a long time, very controversial, but he does intriguing videos, really thought-provoking questions. And he released a video on Pat the NES Punk today, which I also follow.
Wow.
He's hating on the Amico, but he's talking about gatekeeping and fandom. And I think it's a worthy topic of conversation because when you go down to it, especially us on the panel that have been in YouTube for a long time, gatekeeping always becomes a problem eventually. Who do you talk to? Who do you not talk to? How hardcore are you on this subject? It always comes up, and I want to react to this video. So let's get radical. That's his intro. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Controversial. He throws it at every which direction. No one's safe from Radical Rick. I'd actually really like to talk to him, have him on the show one time. I don't know. I'll reach out to him again. I'll send him this video because I am reacting to your video, Radical Rick, and I want to get radical on the PlayStation Plus podcast. And if you haven't, Zod, I think you might like this guy. He runs real hot. He runs hotter than you do.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right. Saggy's getting hot just thinking about it. Matt McLovin. What up, McLovin?
Hey, McLovin. Good to see you, bro.
Raging McKenzie.
What up? All right.
Hey. I'm not even going to try. No, Eleanor.
Yeah, it's Eleanor. Yeah, it's name's Anna.
Good morning, lad.
Good.
We're not all lads here, but thank you, Eleanor.
It's 2021. We can be all lads.
All right. Rob Knob Patrol. So let's get you.
Come on, we're in the presence of royalty here, Saggy Melons.
Let's get right into the reaction because it's a worthy topic, especially in video gaming. Okay.
Well, we had a special guest star.
Oh yeah. Okay. We had the fifth panelist. All right. This is an interesting video, and it's about Pat the NES Punk. And why is it also interesting? Oh, I'll remove this for a second because Tommy Talarico. I'm also going to send this to Tommy. I've been a fan of Tommy for a long time. He is a pioneer in video game music, soundtracks. He is working on a new retro machine called the Intellivision Amico. I don't know if I talked about this with you, Saggy. Have I talked about the Amico with you? Okay, so he's releasing a console that's more retro-focused. Okay,
you're excited about the Amico, I gather. Correct, Max?
Yes. Okay. Here's Zeno. Zeno's seal of approval. Rick is cool. He rips into e-beggars. Yes.
Okay.
People don't know why I still don't do super chats. It's because back in the day I watched Radical Rick and I was like, yeah, you have a point. All right. Saggy hi. Okay. What the hell was that? I don't know.
Hi, everybody.
That was
all right,
my little brother.
So I thought it'd be interesting because one of what Pat the NES Punk he is influencing the retro community to reject a new product. When even if it's not for you, the amount of shade he's throwing on this project is detrimental to the community. Why are we not embracing a new retro console? Someone that's trying, even if you think it's going to fail. And
Well,
Saggy,
that's the problem with the attitude. If you think it's going to fail and you're actually
Whoa!
pushing for it,
Yeah, that was funny.
What?
Nice to see the face behind the melons.
Whoa.
Yes.
I think
I figured it was time. I always feel like the odd person out on some of these streams.
Because you are.
Right, because
I was trying to keep my camera off on there just to make you feel comfortable because everybody else is on
Right.
cam, and it's like, well, that's not fair.
I mean, I don't do a lot of cam for kind of similar reason, like what Max is saying that this guy does videos on is like I don't want people to watch my content or follow me or base their opinions on what I say based on because I'm female or because they might think I'm attractive or not. I want
Right.
people to want to be there for what I create, not because of those double standards.
Perfect.
I
way of
get
looking at
you.
it.
I don't want people to be distracted by my beauty. I
Yeah,
want them to listen to the message of my words. And that is the whole idea of the mask. Thank you, Saggy.
Right. But I just did feel like I did today because like we have a full panel of cams. I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just pop on. I'm wearing a hoodie, so it's not that crazy and wild. And,
Oh, are you a fan of Dragon Ball Z?
I am a fan
She's
of
just
old school
wearing
Dragon Ball, yeah.
the
No, I'm just wearing the hoodie. I'm a poser.
Old school Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
See, that's the key there. Old school Dragon Ball Z. Okay.
Oh, but here I want to say before we start, Tommy Talrico and Radical Rick, please come on the PlayStation Plus podcast.
You've had Tommy on your show before.
But I want to have him on again with you guys.
But don't you have? I'm gonna try to get us the II Arcade guy.
Okay. Yes. Thanks.
I'm gonna work towards that because I think that can be arranged.
Yes. But I want Saggy and Matt because you're a demographic and what you guys are doing on YouTube and Twitch. It doesn't exactly fit into the Miko. I want to see how he can pitch to you guys. Like how's it going to get to the
pitch to the the newer, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Yes, see, that's why I want right. That's why I want to have the. He's a
hey, you're being honest, but you got a little retro right next to you too, Matt. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's cool, but like I wouldn't know if I would like actually. Get it consistently, I feel like I'd be just throwing out money.
Right. That's why I want Tommy to speak to you guys and say, you know what? How's he going to get you guys interested? Because that is ultimately what it will make it more successful. If it
makes it worth my while, then.
Wow! Send it to Matt for free for review, and Matt will give it a fair shake.
I actually have something to show you guys, but you guys do the thing. Let me find it real quick because this has to do with the whole retro gaming thing. But give me 1 second. You guys do your thing. I'm just gonna go.
Oh, we're doing our thing. Yeah,
she's going.
Yeah, there's definitely a thing going on over here.
Oh, no, but I think there'll be a most interesting conversation because Tommy usually I always try to challenge Tommy a little bit. People say I don't challenge him too much, like Zeno. Zeno's
Scotty, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Want people to ask him like challenging, interesting questions, not disrespectful, but say, how are you going to get people like me? Oh, boom. Cred score updated.
Again, that once again is something that shows, openness to retro.
We can't hear you, Saggy. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about this is that makes this set out like different than all the other retro devices that are out there. Is this has like it has the first Mario Brothers, the second Mario Brothers game, but it also has lost stages. Like it has stages on it that weren't in the original.
And it's alarm clock, right?
Right, and it's alarm clock. But I think it's cool to have something like that. Like, okay, you guys can play the original Mario Brothers games, but have additional features to it that you didn't have in the original. So that was like a selling point, which is why I like the device because I can play the game I've played with when I was younger when it first came out and it was great, but I could also play new levels that weren't ever available at the time.
That's great. I thought about getting that, but I didn't. I'm still thinking about it, but I'm like, there's other things. Beam me up, Scotty, and happy Sunday, Milan. All right, let's get into the video because you got to experience Radical Rick for sure. All right, let me make sure the sound's up. And I will send this to him. And if in Zito, I need your help. Tell Radical Rick to come on the PlayStation Plus. I don't know if he's ever been on another stream. I think he just does his own content. So it might be a challenge. I got to turn up the volume here too. All right, Gatekeeping. Here's the title of the video. Pat the NES Punk. I like to say it like that. In Gatekeeping in the retro gaming community. And I think it's like gatekeeping in everything. We've all experienced this on this panel. I think we all.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a constant problem. You want the fandom to move. If you're really all about the fandom and about having new people come in and growing, which is great for listen, there's jobs in all these genres, movie talk, movie industry, gaming. For it to succeed, you want it to grow and, embrace new people, embrace someone that's coming in and all ideas of thought on retro. So let's get into it.
Radical. Just got a comment from Razzo on my thoughts on that episode of Pawn Stars with Pat the NES Punk, where I talked about, Pat the NES Punk pretending like he was going to sell his NES cart, his championship NES cart, like his one claim to fame, pretty much. He had no intention of selling it on that show. It was just set up and everything like that. Razzo talked about gatekeeping, which is something I've never discussed before on the channel, I do not think. And Razzo said that, well, Pat is very knowledgeable about the scene, the retro gaming scene, but ultimately his snobby attitude made him stop watching his content.
Okay.
That's the problem many people have with Pat the NES Punk and why they can't stand Pat the NES Punk. It's the snobby-ass attitude he has. It's the gatekeeping. Let me explain to you what a gatekeeper is. Well, a gatekeeper, in many respects, you could have gatekeeping in business. You could have gatekeeping in retro hobbies. There's a lot of anime gatekeepers, people that, don't want somebody to become a fan of an anime that they like.
Yeah.
What? You're a fan of Pokemon? Yeah, whatever, as if, I was there from the beginning. From the beginning, you don't even know what a Raichu is or a Bulbasaur, motherfucker. Who do you think you are? I'm the king of Pokemon. It's about people wanting to be the kings of these hobbies.
Yeah.
And just kind of keeping people out or, making new people go through a lot of shit to become part of their hobby. You see it in like Magic the Gathering. You see it in anime. You see it in video games. You see it everywhere. You see
I'll pause it right there, especially like in he's so prevalent in the retro community. He tries to find stuff wrong with new products coming out that he's sort of like the kingmaker. Like if you also coming out with a new product, if he thinks it's a scam or something, he throws so much shade on it that it influences the community. And unfortunately, with Gatekeeper and influencers on the internet, I used to think, people don't believe this stuff. Yes, unfortunately, influencer is a name for a reason. People get influenced. And I'm so against influencing and gatekeeping a genre on the internet to where you can't even come out with new products with people ready to hate on it. Like you two said, you might not be interested in the Amico, but are you going to hate on it? I don't know. There's a lot of hate on this product right now. And why wouldn't you want something new? I just don't get it. He does need, I need a haircut myself, Drux. So what's your initial thoughts there? Do you see this on your own? Do you see this in the gaming community too? Maybe you streamers, do you see?
I've seen gatekeeping everywhere, and I've experienced it in the cosplay community. I was told that I can't cosplay certain characters because of my skin tone or the size of my body. And that's like a common thing especially in the cosplay community, especially being a female cosplayer, because it feels less like a hobby and more like a competition.
Mhm.
You have people who comment on you like, oh, you and you're trying your failed cosplay career, and it's like, all these girls who are beautiful and pale skin cosplaying, and they get all these followers, and you have people telling people of color or not of that. You know what I mean? It's just like I said, gatekeeping is a very big part of every community. You are told that you can't do something because it's more popular or entitled for somebody else, and it does happen everywhere. Anything that has a following, a hobby of a collect, it's just a disgusting thing that people feel that they are entitled to tell other people that they can't enjoy the things that they enjoy.
Matt, what do you think?
Like, can you explain what gatekeeping is to me? Because I'm not too familiar with it. Like, what do you mean by that?
Go ahead, Saggy.
Well, it's basically like the guy in the video explained, is like, say me and you like a certain game.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, you can't play Apex Legends because you don't understand Apex Legends. You're a Phasmophobia fan. You can't play Apex Legends because you're not. It's basically
so
telling
much.
Right.
Mocking noobs that they turn away from the fandom.
Right. It's like,
Right,
yeah.
taking potential fans and making them essentially making them feel like they're not worthy enough to be fans, that they have
That's so stupid. I don't like
Right.
those
no
argument
place
fallacies.
in the fandom.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
so
So
stupid.
Matt,
It
you
is.
can't play Apex Legends because you're not into shooters. You can't play it.
Yeah, I'd be like, who the hell are you?
Right.
You're
Sorry,
nobody.
You can't play a game you paid for or didn't pay for. You can't play this game. You can't watch this show. Like,
Hey,
that's
Cyrus, the virus.
Good to see you, Cyrus. What's up, man?
I know it's short notice, but I could send you a link on Twitter. I don't know if you're free, if you want to.
Oh man, Cyrus, you are awesome, man. Great to see you in the chat.
Yeah, he likes to come up with it's an important topic. It always happens, and it's like the equivalent of when we first met, Matt, and I reached out to you and your dad because you were in the DC and Snyder Cut, and you guys obviously know a lot more about DC than me. You're like, who's like your dad be like, who's this effing noob? I don't need to talk to him.
I thought you got us because we argued.
I'm a Snyder Cut OG. I'm OG
for real.
So,
anyone who does gatekeeping is a D-bag. You are a D-bag. You have no right to tell anyone what they are or what they can or cannot participate in or like. You don't own it. It is not yours. And even if you did create it, you still have no right to tell consumers, especially, that they cannot enjoy it. Like, F off.
Okay, here's Easy G. He is not a fan of the Amico. Let me see what he has to say. I don't think Pat and Ian. No, it's not just the Amico. It's the retro community. They are not starstruck by Tommy. They're giving that. They have some valid points. I think they go overboard. They also have the bias of finding the next failed retro product. That's where they get their most relevancy. So they seek it out when it's.
Well, it's a game of clicks.
There are problems with the Amico launch. There are.
Sure.
I do think they have gone a little bit overboard with the pandemic causing the delay. I think a part of it, I don't think it would have made the initial launch.
They had delays prior to the pandemic, remember?
But I also think that it shows that they're still working on stuff. It's not like there's no updates. Where I get lots of concern is with these new products for the retro community, and they don't give you any updates, and it's just like a year before you hear anything. But they actually say, this is why, this is what we're working on. And I think even though Tommy has a history in the video game industry, and I listen, I'm gonna recount my own words, because I did say if they delayed again, that's bullshit, because I was pissed off. I don't want the Mika to be delayed again. So I did say that, but I think there were missteps, but I think they're trying to get it right. You don't have the Microsoft, Sony, Xbox, where they've had systems. They're coming back to the market with the product. You can't fail again because you can't fix it. You can't release a Cyberpunk. They don't have Witcher 3 that just was released. They have to and fix it as they go. The launch has to be solid, or they're going to be dead in the water. Let me see. Oh, okay. This Zeno says influencers are wrong on both sides, including the influencers Tommy has chosen for the Amico. Well, you can't fault the guy that wants to talk about your product and going on their channel. Of course, people are gonna be overly sugary to him. You know, we've seen this with Zack Snyder too. I mean, Zack Snyder, I also have. I'm a big fan of, but that's what happens in the game. You're gonna be most interested in going on people that you know. You don't want surprises. So I get that. He has said listen. I gave him a bad grade on one of his reveals, and he still came on my channel, and I think he still will come on again. I'm working on. I really want him to talk to Zod, Saggy, and Matt, and we got to figure out some really interesting questions about what to ask him when he's on.
Oh yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, so Cyrus says exactly the VCS. It's ahead of the Amico launch with no games. Listen, there's nothing. I'm be very shocked if the Atari pulls it out. The VCS that's just come out.
I keep wondering about the VCS in terms of the the scope of it. Like, was the idea just to get it out regardless, just to say, okay, we have a product here?
They didn't think it was going to come out. They thought
right. Oh yeah, there was all these doubts, and people online were calling it vaporware and all this other stuff. But what I'm wondering is, okay, now you finally have a physical product. It's out there. So was the whole idea was just to get it out there, and now come what may, as far as games,
people didn't believe it actually existed. So now they're like, we're winning. We actually released the console.
Well, Max, I sympathize with that, because that's what a lot of people said in the beginning about the Neo Geo MVSX.
Yeah.
That it was just a hoax, that it wasn't a real product, that it was fake, and so to me, it's a real product. You just have to have patience and see where it goes.
Okay, so Neon Sci-Fi, what new innovation type of gameplay or genre does the Amico have that separates themselves from the rest of its competitors? I say the focus on the controller, and everything has to be couch co-op. Every single game has to be family-oriented couch co-op. So you do see retro reimagined on the other consoles, but you don't get this strong a focus. That's what I would say. And hopefully they could do something interesting. I'm really excited for the controller. That's what I'm most excited for, to play retro style games with that new controller. All right, so let's get back to the actual video. The Game Watch is killer. Can you play Outrun? No, I can't play Outrun on it. It's Mario 2 and Lost Levels, right? Or Mario and Mario Lost Levels, I believe, right? Saggy?
What, the Game & Watch? Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry. My dad was texting me. I had to text him back real quick. The Game & Watch is killer. Can you play Outrun on it? It only comes with 2 of the Mario games, Mario 1 and 2, and then the Game & Watch game.
It's been hacked already, though, so there's ways you can add more games to it.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there's more things you can add to it. I mean, all these things are pretty easily.
Well, Reagan McKenzie says it was ridiculous that people were giving them for delaying the game when they wanted to make sure everything was good. I think there were missteps, but I mean, they're new. Tommy has never launched a console before. I think it's not. Although the Atari VCS, I do like the joystick controller, but they really weren't thinking of as much new types of play as the Amico. I don't think. Maybe they'll get there.
But it wasn't the idea with the VCS.
I'm not hating the Atari VCS either, though. I'm just
wasn't the idea for the VCS to like upgrade old Atari titles, just with like better graphics and basically like remastered, like for example, like say like a remastered version of Asteroids or Combat or the classic games that Atari is known for, with the joystick and the single button.
Yeah. That's all it is. Oh, there you go.
Nice.
And what's that thing at the bottom? I don't even know what that is.
That's the Game & Watch.
Oh, okay.
So it comes with the Mario Brothers 1 and 2, and then the Game & Watch. I just want to make sure. I was like, let me make sure. The screen's really nice, though. I really
We'll
like
get to a few more comments, and then we'll get back to the Xena says the phrase "true fan" is spoken by gatekeeping fold. It's the biggest problem, I think, in all fandoms right now. And then Cyrus says, and we need Cyrus on the show, or we can maybe visit on Cyrus's show. We'll work that out. The bar keeps moving. Some people just need to admit that they have a problem with Tommy Tallarico, and it's not even about the Amico. I would respect it a lot more. That would be honest.
Yeah,
that won't give you views.
Gotta agree with Cyrus on that, because Tommy gets a lot of hate. Let's be honest, he does.
But
go ahead.
I was gonna say, is the hate because he says things that aren't factual? Because I mean,
that's debatable,
right? Like, but that's what
it depends on who you talk to.
He's very passionate, so when he pretty much goes in every single video that's done about the Miko, and if he thinks something's inaccurate, he won't like immediately dunk on them or anything like this isn't true. I'd like to talk to you. He actually reaches out to people that make the content.
Sure.
So he wants to talk to people, and he won't just accept what they're saying. He's like, no, it's not accurate.
I mean, if he's open to have a conversation, but he's a little passionate and kind of gets a little argumentative or gets a little too much, like, I can understand. But at the end of the day, you could still be that kind of person to have people not like you and still basically have good thing, like be relevant what you're saying, like your words actually make sense, and if you're talking truth, then it is what it is. But that's why I just want to ask, because I don't actually know who this person is.
I know we have our differences. I actually agree with your point there. Some people need to admit that they like Tommy and the Miko is second. I think that is also a problem without being totally there's bias. I have my personal bias, I'll be first to admit, because I watched him growing up on Reviews on the Run on G4, an old gaming channel where they review. I'm sorry, I keep covering your head, Zod.
That's okay, man. Hey.
Okay. So some people need to admit that they like Tommy and the Mika second. Yeah. I think we could be a little bit. I think we could be a little bit not harder, but ask more questions. No, Cyrus, I actually agree with him to a point. I don't think they're completely blind, but I think also there are some that, just like every YouTube or influencer, when you have that exclusive with a developer or a personality from the company, you have your bias, and it's hard. It's a hard thing to overcome. Me personally too. I want to ask him not hard, hateful questions, but I want to ask him hard questions and things that are going to get people intrigued.
I mean, what about just hoping for the product to be successful rather than railing against, the guy who's created the product or the guy who's promoting the product?
But what I would say to you, EZG, and some of your crew is that you go to the point where it's overboard, where you comment everywhere you can that this is a great product. I mean, it's not like he's not giving any updates. I too said that if they delay again, I think that was baloney. I've kind of changed my tune a little bit.
You know what I say to that? You know what I say to that? Think about the Polymega. Think about how long people have been waiting for that.
Ooh. Sorry, I was reading Zeno's comment. I was like, ooh, that's a little ooh. Okay.
Okay, yeah, no, that is a complaint. That he's not lying there. That is a major complaint. A lot of people, especially I'm not gonna assume the stereotype of you, Matt, and Sag.
Cell phone games, but you got to consider the kind of games. Got to consider the kind of games we're dealing with here.
So we're talking about retro games, right?
We're talking about like upgrades of retro games, like remastered looking versions of these retro games that came out in like the early 80s, like late 70s, early 80s. These games are. I mean, how good can you make them look? When you make remakes. I mean, I don't know.
So I can't speak for Matt, but I guess me and Matt would be kind of in the same boat. Like, obviously, you see, I still do enjoy retro games, but the problem that there is with retro games is you're playing the same game, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's nostalgic. I got a Nintendo Classic to play all of the Nintendo Classic games for the nostalgia value, and I enjoyed them. But would I play them over and over and over again? No. You can make the graphics look better. It might be cool for a first run through, but it's for me personally, and I'm not saying this for everyone. It's up to everyone's enjoyment, but for me personally, no. I'm not going to play a retro game that I played before, play it again, and then want to go back and play it. Once I beat it, I'm done. Like, it's the nostalgia's over. I'm over it. I move on to the next game.
That's why it'd be a hard sell for me to like even consider an Amico, because I get bored after a month or two. Like there'd have to be some way to bring me back. Like I don't know, it gets too repetitive.
Okay. Right. That's fair criticism. I agree with that. Here's Zeno. When Tommy first talked about his system, he compared it to the Switch, saying, if you're into blank games, buy a Switch. Tommy also, he speaks his mind just like you, Phobic. Or Zeno's. Damn it. Sorry, Zeno. I'm still getting used to it. He speaks his mind just like you, Zeno, where he sometimes says stuff that pisses people off and pushes the edges. But he was kind of, I laughed hysterically at that moment because I knew what the reactions were going to be with the current gen fanboys. They're gonna be like,
I'm tired of the fact that people who speak their mind get so much flack. It's like, hey, if you can't take it, you can't take it. Move on.
Wouldn't you rather Tommy be interesting and throw some heat and instead of
boring? Right. Say what you feel. Well, that shows passion. That shows that you're committed.
Mistakes, and I've called it mistakes, and it's funny.
Well, how's his sub count? What's his subscriber count right now?
Oh, Tommy?
Yeah.
He's got like maybe 16K on a television or something.
Okay, so let's just think about this. So people don't like this guy so much that he has 16 100. He has all those people not liking him, but still showing up to listen to him. It's like
it's just like Mike Zero,
right? It's like it sucks. People don't understand the power that they give to people they don't like, and it's the most it's hilarity. It's the most
you know what my favorite response to all that, Saggy Melons, is to say the words, I love my haters, because without your haters you wouldn't have that balance, you wouldn't have the audience, you wouldn't have that power that you were speaking of.
Because they're living rent-free in their heads.
Not like he's calling Tommy a dude, bro.
I mean, at the end of the day, you can hate the dude all you want. I'm not saying not to, but if you hate someone that much, you should just stop giving them the attention.
Well, what would be the alternative, EZG? I'm going to ask, everyone that's not interested, no one's going to try to bring anything retro-inspired except mini consoles. That's it. Except
arcades.
Except giving you, I mean, that's fine too. There's a market for that. I mean, me and Zod like stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
But that would be it. The alternative would be no one would try anything. So I'm all for the person that tries to.
Hold on. Can you go back to something? I saw a comment made by EZG where they said, at Proto thinks if someone from Wall Street was making the Amico would be buried by the retro community, but Tommy gets a pass.
Well, he's given updates, EZG. It's not like he's just I'm having a console, take the pre-orders and nothing. He's everywhere.
I mean, not only that, I mean, you're making it sound like people from Wall Street are like, I don't know. It was just weird when I saw it. 'Cause I'm like, if somebody is making a product, it's a matter of if the product is good. Like, if Microsoft comes out with a new product, most people will be like, oh, it's Microsoft. This is going to be good because of what they made before. That doesn't make it good.
Well, here, I still have my Amico pre-ordered. If it doesn't work, it doesn't boot up, I have problems with the storefront, I have any problems on day one, I'm going to let you know. I mean, I like Tommy. I want Intellivision to succeed, but day one, there's issues. I'm going to tell you. If I get a pre-order date and they delay it again and then it misses the date and I'm waiting a month for my Amico still, I'm going to tell you.
They're going to take his video down.
No. Like, what the hell, Tommy? He didn't try to silence them. He tried to explain to them to death, to a detriment almost. Like, he's tried to engage with this hater so much because he wants to convince. He's the classic salesman. Like, it's like a challenge to him. He's like,
if they keep coming back, you already won.
The problem with Tommy is he doesn't love his haters. He tried to silence them. I mean,
well, that is getting back to the official television, which is more family focused. So if you say your product effing sucks on the Intellivision, they're gonna delete your comments because it's more family focused. This is for everyone console. It doesn't even have teen or mature games.
Exactly.
So,
and you know what? And that is a point that a lot of people who are hating on this miss often.
Right. I mean, I'm because I am in the commentary genre on YouTube, I wouldn't remove comments. But if I was the CEO, if the television, I had stuff here and people said this was effing ugly, this is cell phone games on my comments, I would consider it. I mean,
oops, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, he's not deleting your channel. You could say whatever you want on your channel. You're going to his storefront. This is the whole freedom of speech thing. I'm not for censorship. But you also have to take it case by case basis. All right.
Oh yeah, if you got somebody calling you names and totally trashing you in your comments section, I mean, it's up to you if you want to leave that there or not.
Well, if they're trashing me as a character, like me, then okay, I'll remove those. But if it's about my product, I mean, I'd want to see that. Like, I'd want it out there because I want to know how to make it better.
Yeah.
I was just gonna comment on what EasyG said to me about clarifying that an average businessman making the Amico would be treated a lot differently from Tommy. I mean, yes, because that's a businessman. If it's a known businessman, they have experience with business and how to handle it. Whereas somebody like Tommy, I don't know his background. Maybe he's been in a business owner before or has made products before. I don't know his backstory. But obviously, when you see an average person and you don't know the knowledge they have, like, for instance, I've owned a business before. I have business knowledge. I know how to run a business. I know what it takes to run a business. I know how to advertise. I know how to market. Those are things like you wouldn't assume by looking at me because you don't know me. But if you look at a businessman, you automatically assume that person knows what they're doing. Whereas Tommy, you don't know what he knows. You don't know what education he has. You don't know if he's capable of doing anything business related. So of course it's going to be handled differently.
All right, deleting comments looks as bad upon the internet. Yes. Freedom of speech is a big issue on the internet as of today, including world events. I think you have to take it on a case by case basis, and I don't blame him for deleting it. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, you can make your video. He's not striking your videos.
Delete Zeno's comment. No, I'm just kidding, Zeno. I love you.
I'm not going to read all of this, but if there'll be uni in my country, I'll consider buying it. Oh, a unit. Okay. All right. Well, let's get back to the video because we were doing a reaction of Radical Rick, and we've interesting conversation though. See, this is why people want to talk about still. You see both sides. They want to still talk about this. I think if it was absolute garbage that no one would want to talk about anymore either. I think on that point too, like people were interested in talking about this because no one else is bringing in the Atari VCS. I don't see in the same category because I don't see a lot of games there. I see a box.
It's a real It's a real product.
No, it's a real product, but it's a box. It's a
work in progress.
And a new control joystick that's similar to the old one, but I don't see a lot of games there yet. Now, the quality of the games on the Amico, people have different opinion on, but there are a lot of games being developed, so it's more interesting to me. Let's see what Radical Rick has to say.
Like sports, where people don't want you. Literally, earliest in people's life, there's gatekeeping. There's kid gatekeepers,
Yeah.
So we're not going to let you on the team. We can only have 5 on this basketball team. You've got to prove yourself. The thing is, you have adults like Pat the Nest Punk that gatekeep. How sad is that? People like him that act like elitist, snobbish pricks. And the thing is, at that point in your life, you would think that you would want, to be open. and inviting to people. But
well, what's interesting here on Radical Rick's YouTube channel is he was more critical of Tommy, and now it's got to the point where he's calling out Pat in this video too. That's what's interesting, because he's like, okay, Tommy, and then Easy G and that we're all like praising Radical Rick, but Radical Rick doesn't show for anyone. He's going to be critical of everyone. Honestly, in the comment section and on the panel, do you think Pat is being a gatekeeper to the retro community? I think he's guilty of it somewhat. I think he should embrace more products more instead of trying to dunk on everything because he profits from it. I think he's gone to jump the shark on that. I think he wants his Pat. This is a YouTuber problem too. Whenever you're like the hate ragers, oh, I got so many views when I hated on that movie or that trailer, or you want that. You want to pop in the algorithm again. So it's a YouTuber problem too. You get stuck in your mind when I was most relevant. So you try to search out for it where it's not. Is Pat an unbiased commentator on the Amico? No, I don't think so, because my opinion is he does try to gatekeep the retro community and he wants to be the kingmaker. Oh, this gets the Pat and the seal of approval. They're really doing some great things with the Amico and the television. I think he wants that. That's my opinion. All right, let's get back to the video. Sorry.
Probably the most I see it on YouTube is in the retro video game community. Both the collectors, the people that collect for the purpose of selling specifically, when it comes to ROMs. Like, if I had a conversation with Pat the NES Punk about some old NES games, he would probably be shocked when we talk about the same games, but, I don't have the actual copy of the game. He'd be like, what are you talking? You don't have the game. Oh, God. And right now, there's probably some people listening to this going, Rick, it's a reveal. You mean that gameplay? That crispy, clean gameplay that we see on your videos? That's ROMs? Some people might fucking unsubscribe after hearing that shit, Yeah. That's sad. Gatekeeping, not only Pat the NES Punk, not only in the anime communities, but I think when it comes to gatekeeping, it's one of the most toxic things I have ever seen. The most toxic things I've ever seen. You make a choice whether or not to be just an elitist, prickish snob, or to be the kind of person that, opens their arms and says, hey, you know what? I love Nintendo. You love Nintendo? I like Nintendo games, right? How about just come and join me in my hobby? And if you're rude to me, then we'll have an issue or whatever. But it just seems like Pat, especially when he's responding to a lot of people that pay him money to answer their questions, he cuts them off. He is just so fucking rude, unnecessarily rude to people that are not rude to him, and I talked about how he just lost his shit when somebody, brought up, hey, just reveal how much you pay for the games. Like, he was so offended at that. That's a typical gatekeeping elitist move. Maybe in collecting communities, maybe, in the British collecting community, not just in the US, in the Australian collecting community. I've heard from many people that just don't really like the US retro collecting scene. They do not like Pat the NES Punk, and I get that. I could see that because ultimately Pat the NES Punk, I think, does more harm gaming, retro game collecting on YouTube than good. Unless he's talking about con systems, which is one thing I do like about Pat the NES Punk that he does from time to time is, talk about scammers and the scam systems and all that kind of stuff. Scumbag Seller of the Week, though. Somebody made a comment and they joked about it, how Pat was a scumbag seller of the week by trying to get several tens of thousands of dollars more for a game, even though it was a joke. It was a joke on there, on that Pawn Stars. You might say he was a scumbag seller of the week by trying to ask for $35,000 when he only paid $12,500 for the damn thing a year earlier.
All right. I would say go check out Radical Rick. If you really want to be, he's completely unbiased. Like some in the stream here, in the comment section might be upset that he's finally going after Pat. It's very interesting. I thought it was a worthy topic, but we should get on to more topics too, since this is PlayStation Plus. That took up a long time. I appreciate everyone in the chat, and I will reach out to Radical Rick and Tommy, and I've reached out to Pat the NES Punk and Ian from the Completely Necessary podcast, and they mocked me. Ian said, "Am I ready to talk to the madman?" He's like, "No." He doesn't want to talk to me. And then I've reached out to Ian on Twitter, and he never responds. So, okay. Okay. Well, he can't. He's got his bias. He's got his bias. Okay, let's get on to more topics. Zod Rider, you had some interesting things you sent me today.
Post them.
Your girl's gonna leave if you get.
I need to move. I need to get I need to get a bigger place, and just, and have a total arcade room like some of these people on YouTube, because
that'd be awesome.
This Killer Instinct arcade cabinet
comes with Battletoads too.
Amazing. It looks beautiful. I can't wait. I'm like, wow, dude. Arcade 1-Up is stepping up.
Yeah, I would love that. I have them all on my Xbox though. I already have K1, K2, Battletoads, and the new Killer.
I have them all on my Mortal Kombat multicade as well. So it's but just the idea, the aesthetic of that, it just looks amazing.
Killer Instinct is a fighting game where one of the characters is a woman who her finishing move is she shows you her boobs and you die, right?
Oh God.
That's the one, right? That's the one, right? Because I remember that game. I remember the first time I saw that, I was like, what the hell is happening?
What were we talking about? Saggy optics? Boob optics? What was the word you
Jiggle
used?
mechanics.
Jiggle mechanics. Okay.
She didn't have jiggle mechanics, but I remember she was wearing green. I forgot her name, but she had toe fawns. And one of her finishing moves was she would be like, finish him, and then you just turn around, and then she just, boop, and you don't see anything. Obviously, the character that she's facing sees it, and they die from seeing it. And I remember that was the funniest thing I ever seen. And I was like, "Oh, this is."
Send me the video in Twitter, and I'll look at it later. Saying that people were the fake reactions. Listen, that's a problem. That's a YouTuber problem. That's not just the Amico problem. YouTubers like to go shocked, mouths open in the thumbnails, "Oh my God, this is so amazing." Yeah, people do that shit. YouTubers, absolutely. It's a big problem.
That's how I'm gonna be when I get this Killer Instinct cabinet. Oh my God, it's so amazing!
It's called clickbait.
Yeah, but it's also subjective. People are like, "Are they being fake about that?" I kind of think most YouTubers are fake. I'm sorry.
Yeah, most of them, the big ones, they do, and it's sad because they don't always start out that way. Some of them start out genuine and sincere and passionate about what they do, and then they start getting a following, they get more attention, and then their personality and their content completely does a 360.
It's the crap.
It's all about the money.
Right.
It changes people.
It's about all that. So.
Oh, it's on the Intellivision channel. All right, Zeno, I'll check it out. Although Zeno had a good moment with Tommy on one of the streams. He's like, "Okay, Tommy, I think you're okay." That's the best you get.
That's the best compliment he's gonna get from Zeno.
What's going on here? All right. You're digging this Killer Instinct cab that much?
Warm. Listen, I'm trying to stay warm. It's freaking cold here.
Okay.
This is me staying warm. I'm trying to keep my body moving so the warmth, the blood circulating.
Okay. Andrew's here. Hey, Andrew. Thanks for stopping by.
What's up, Andrew?
Let's get to the iArcade bundle. And then we'll get to PlayStation stuff. Oh, and something I'm really excited about. iArcade bundle Black Edition. What is this? Double Dragon?
It's a Double Dragon themed iArcade, and it just looks amazing. Yeah. The YouTube videos I've seen on it are
Arc system.
Fantastic. Beautiful. Yeah.
All right.
That looks wonderful too. I don't know. Between that and Killer Instinct, yeah, I'd have to move.
Damn, $7.99. Holy shit! Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, Mad Matt got his VR set. He might give some initial impressions there after we do these articles.
Yeah, man. So far, wirelessly is laggy. It's laggy
okay.
as hell on the PC.
Have you done the movie theater thing yet?
Oh no, I have not. I've only done like games.
I'm so glad he
Not
got
done.
it. I knew he would love it.
I gotta get into VR myself, but I only have a PlayStation. I'm not.
Then get a PSVR. It's not as. Then why aren't you using it?
Because I've been on my.
He's afraid.
Get off your Xbox and get in the VR. Like you could do that. Listen,
Under the bed.
you know what game you would love, Max? I know you would love it because it's freaking hilarious. Get Job Simulator. It is freaking hilarious.
You want
to play a game where you have to work?
No. It's a funny thing. So you basically play the human, and you go do what these robots envision works like regular work to be. Like you could be a convenient worker, and the way they do it is hilarious and it's fun, and it's just a good game to play.
Do you have any live streams of you playing it?
On my old channel, I do. I might do another one, but it is a fun game. I think you would really enjoy it. It's not like actual work.
I love you, Saggy, but that's a stretch for me. Job Simulator. I don't like my real job.
Look up the trailer for it. No, look up the trailer for it. It's funny. Like for instance, you
I know what game it is. I've looked at it.
Max will only play it if he can go postal in the game.
Yeah, you can. You literally can throw. You can throw stuff at customers.
I mean, if I could be the worker that loses his shit and like, might need arrested. Yeah, I mean, without actually killing people. Well, though it's a video game, I don't want to do anything in real life, but in virtual, hell yeah.
Well, I love how you gotta give that disclaimer. I don't want to do this in real life. It's just a video game.
Watch the news. Yeah,
it's gonna be very therapeutic for you.
You'd have fun doing this.
Not clip that out. I don't want to cause harm. I only want to cause virtual harm. Well, I don't know if I should keep that in either. Oh well, let's.
Virtual lives matter, Max.
Oh my god.
That's funny. That's funny. All right, here's the PlayStation patent hints at major new PS5 feature, and I still don't have my.
Are they going to start talking about the little robot that's supposed to come out for PlayStation 5? It's going to sit with you and be your gaming buddy and try to sell other games to you.
Sounds like a loser. Like
they already have a device that does that at on market.
One patent looks like to be a new PlayStation VR headset that will include haptic feedback.
Okay.
Putting the haptics in the control on your head. And then
they need to add haptics to freaking.
Zod showed me a device on a previous PlayStation Plus podcast. But there's something else that could give you haptic feedback that would get people really excited.
Yes, there is another device out there that's haptic.
I wonder, since they have haptics on the PS5, like with their VR, would they make it into the controllers as well? Like that'd be really cool.
Well, it's already on the actual controller, but those wands that you use.
Yeah. I'm talking about that. Like
the move sticks.
Yeah, that'd be game changing.
They should.
So, with most VR, and even since Matt has an Oculus, with VR, because you need to use like your hand. So the difference between PSVR and Oculus and other VR is like you have the move sticks for your PlayStation, which are basically your controllers. With the Oculus and other devices, you have your hand controllers, but you also can have full body motion. You have the feet for the VR as well. So I think if they're going to do VR with the PS5, I think the only difference that they would do is I think they would change the controllers. It wouldn't be a move stick anymore. They might try to copy what else is out there, kind of similar to Oculus, but they also might have full body features. So they might actually have the ones on your feet as well. So it'd be more like the bigger, more high end VR systems that are out there. Because I feel like if we're gonna rate VR systems, PlayStation VR would probably be at this point at the bottom tier. Oculus right now would be at the top tier, and and the ones in between. So I think if they're gonna do VR,
I think my wife has the Valve one.
Right, but I would say PSVR right now is the lowest tier of VR.
Wait, I'm saying, but what would change it though completely is like if you like took the controller haptics and put it into the sticks for the VR. Like that would be like insane. Like actually able to like feel, or like whenever you do something, like you actually feel the mechanics, you know? Kind of like what the controller already has.
The controller, I mean,
it's going to happen eventually.
It vibrates when you do stuff. But here's the thing: I don't like. I love VR, but I don't think that making it 100% as realistic as you can. Like, I don't want to be able to smell stuff. Like,
man,
that's already in development though, Saggy. I've seen there's actually devices you can buy for your VR headset that will let you, I think it's called Smell-O-Vision, and you can actually smell the sense of the environment that you're in.
You know,
they have a sex toy out that allows you to smell things. So
how do you know
have it. Okay. I watch a lot of tech stuff.
Oh, tech
and they,
stuff.
Yeah, so they talked about how there was a sex toy company that was developing a device that lets you be able to smell. And I'm like, listen, I know we're taking this a little too far. Like, I don't want to have to be in a VR game playing a Walking Dead game and have to smell like corpses. Like, I'm okay with not having to smell the corpses. Okay.
But what if they smell like cherries or something?
Listen, no, I don't think corpses are gonna smell like cherries.
But in the game, I mean,
no, that wouldn't be realistic. Why would I want to smell a body and it smells like cherry? Oh, so now I'm gonna think anytime there's a dead body,
I'm
gonna
smell the carcass.
I want to remove the smell.
Sniff the carcass. That's gonna
Max
be a VR game.
Controller to blow him. That's
we're going up and we're sitting on the same couch. I want to remove those smells that I get from gaming, with my dog passing gas when I'm playing on the couch.
I think
I'll be playing the game, she'll be sleeping by me. All of a sudden, no, I want less. Smells in my gaming experience.
I don't want to smell my games. I don't want to smell my games. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to feel like I don't want to play a game and have the feeling of being shot. Right, because like listen.
Without vibration and blow.
I don't.
The bullets can't harm you. It's all in your mind.
No, yeah, exactly. No, I don't want the VR to get so advanced where if I feel like I got shot, I'm gonna like literally die in real life. Like, no, we don't need.
You're gonna feel a shock when you get shot.
Right,
only in your mind.
I'm not trying to get electrocuted when I get into a mind. Like it's not happening.
Put haptics in your headset and stuff like that.
Oh God, oh no, I don't want it in my headset.
Listen, the moment they say we're coming out with a product that will shock you whenever no.
They already do that with laser tag.
Here's Nigel.
Yeah.
They have that.
And think of how old laser tag is.
On the stream.
I don't get electrocuted when I play laser tag. There's a vibration. It's like you got shot.
No. Like, there's expensive laser tag. I've always wanted to do it. I just want to try it. It looks so much fun.
Well, before you do that, I want you to sign a will and release your Oculus to me and whatever, all those things in your back room that belong to you. You can sign it over to me before you do that, because no, anything that says they're gonna electrocute me, no.
You're not really getting electrocuted. It's just in your mind.
No, I don't even want to think that it's happening. No.
just like the Smell-O-Vision. You're gonna.
I don't want to.
It's gonna add to the aesthetic of the environment. The realism.
I don't want to smell farting in my game. Like, I don't want to smell a character's body odor. I don't need to know what these characters smell like. We're not that connected.
What does Naruto smell like?
Like, I'm not trying to play Apex Legends and be running around with sweaty characters and be like, oh my God, we have to take a break because you stink, bro. I can't even shoot my gun because I smell your ass. Like, I can't.
It's a whole nother level.
I can't do that.
Realism.
No, thank you.
That's too far. A bridge too far.
We're gonna get you in the game, Saggy.
No, all right. I don't want to smell my games. I don't want to smell my games. Hashtag no smell games.
Think about the views.
I'm hyped about this Samurai Showdown. This got me so hyped that I might get the new season pass already. They're working on the upgrade for Series X and S. So it's going to be 120 frames per second.
Wow.
Can you smell the samurais, Max? Can you smell them?
For some of them, I'd like to.
Can you smell?
Can you smell the samurais?
Not this guy. There's some nice looking samurais in this.
It's his hair.
Right, you want to smell his hair, Max, and smell
Yeah,
it.
the
Maybe
amount of
smell like
product that's in it.
cherry blossoms, maybe cherry blossom.
Right,
shampoo.
Bath and Body Works.
This is a free upgrade. Take that, Sony. No, free upgrade will be available via smart delivery on Series X March 16th.
Smell Zone
know
only on
PS5
Wait,
PSVR.
Max, can you highlight a message by the ambassador wing, the one where he says he wouldn't mind smelling
Ambassadorial wing.
ambassadorial wing? Okay, I wouldn't mind
Oh my
smelling
God.
the burnt flesh of victims of my game on a slaughter. This is all the more reason why we don't need to smell anything. If you
Oh
start
my
liking
God.
if you start liking the smell of your victims, you
Ambassador.
might need to see us.
Well, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that.
Minister.
War Gods.
Ambassador.
Or when you play Scorpion.
Scorpion. Scorpion.
Wants to smell.
Well, would you have you now, Saggy, you said about the technology and stuff, the stuff you watch. Did you see the video where they're working on how you're going to soon be able to eat in VR? Have you seen that?
Hold
Okay,
on,
that's
because in my head I'm just like, I don't think anyone would ever be the same again after smelling the flesh of someone they murdered in a game. I don't think anyone
anymore.
I don't
That's
think
what he says is more like achievement. Yes, I want to keep going. I'm like, if I smell burnt flesh,
Fatality.
yeah, I don't want to smell. Yeah, that would be the worst. Mortal Kombat? Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You want to smell that? No. You want it to flash you on your fingers?
Now see, tasting in a game, like if
Yeah.
it's
What about
food,
that? What
if
about
it's
that?
food, that's fine because
You
I'll
can
get
go. You could basically go to a restaurant and actually sit
you're
down
right.
and have food.
Right.
That looks so weird to me. That looks so like it's kind of like what was it? What was it that people like? They have their phones and they're always looking around. Is that Pokemon Go or Minecraft or something?
Pokemon Go probably.
Yeah.
Pokemon. Yeah.
I thought those were like the biggest weirdos.
That's
in
goofy.
planet,
People
man.
drive around in their
And
cars
if you have the
First of all,
VR
trying to
headset,
find them.
First of all, Matt, highly disagree. It got kids to go outside their freaking houses.
that's what we have to do.
And have yes, that's sadly what you have to do is trick kids into
Gosh.
going outside. Like that's what we have to do. To be honest, I liked the concept of Pokemon Go. I was very disappointed because the hype up of what they were supposed to do didn't happen. But I thought it was great. It got people out the house. It got people like I was
it's
outside
cool.
more.
But imagine now a VR headset. People are doing that with food.
Yeah, no. If anyone
that's fucking weird.
anyone who's stupid enough to be like, let's put on a VR headset and go outside. I mean, actually,
I
not
hope we
really.
fast forward 10 years and I just see you in a restaurant with the VR.
Well, actually, not really, because if
that'd be so
you
funny.
could actually do VR outdoors as long as it's done right. Like when Google tried to do with their little glasses thing, like that was a good idea, having augmented reality. That you could
that's
do
another-
augmented, you could do augmented reality. That's what Pokemon Go was. It was augmented reality. You could
They probably
do
did
that.
the same thing where you can see your surroundings and then like
Right.
or it just changes the whole like kind of layout, but it's still like it's still like your world, like I don't know.
Right, but the only thing that's like really uncomfortable and unsettling about that is like what company makes it and what information they would need. They would obviously, if to use that, they'd be monitoring us like 24/7, which would be kind of like, not to be that conspiracy person,
kind of
not,
doing
but
it, right?
yeah, I mean they're already
Yeah.
kind of doing it, but it's like giving them more reason. But I think the concept would be cool, having like a app that you could use on it to like meet friends.
He can never
So-
look this young or good. Okay.
Wow.
First of all, excuse me, your dad looks good for being your dad.
Oh yeah, he looks.
I didn't know he was your dad because he didn't look like a dad.
Don't ever say he's my brother.
Yes, he did not
I hate
look
when
like
people
your
say that.
dad.
He's a
So
cool
props
dad.
to your dad. You know what it is? It's he clearly works out. You can tell because he's still got muscles, and he eats very well.
Never said anything like this about
Yeah,
me.
I've seen like.
Well, you're always sitting down kind of low,
Yeah,
Max. We
fine.
don't get a full body of you, so
Yeah, there's a reason.
I do tell people you have nice eyes, though, Max.
Oh, thanks.
You do. He does have really beautiful eyes because that's all I freaking ever see. Is
Yeah, you can see a smile through the mask.
you can see him smile. You can see him angry in the mask.
He smiles 24/7. It's funny.
Okay, back to
Alright.
game. Stop talking
Wait,
about
wait,
that.
wait, wait.
We're at an hour. This was a banging episode. People,
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
Really, it was an hour? Holy crap! It's actually it has been.
All that time devoted to Tommy really ate up the hour.
Yeah.
And
love
and our
talking
and our little deviation on smell-o-vision.
Just join.
like
That's
the
good.
Ryan.
Right. Oh, we know.
We love Ryan.
We
He's-
love Ryan.
Yeah, the old head's okay.
I know it makes you cringe and your stomach upset to talk nice about your dad, but he seems like a cool dad, right?
Oh yeah, he's cool. He can.
Hold on, yeah, he's cool. Your
Great dude.
dad likes nerdy crap, like, and he plays game. He knows about games. Like, dude, your dad is pretty chill.
Oh yeah, he's very chill. But
And he's trying really hard not to be like, yeah, but you guys don't live with him, so like you don't see the annoying stuff he does, like how long it takes him in the bathroom, or like him leaving dishes on the friggin' coffee table. Like you don't see that stuff.
Him and I, like, our buttons are very easy to press, and it's just funny when we get into an argument.
Do it live or
I laugh sometimes.
But what do you mean, Xena? I mean, you got to keep the viewers wanting more. We got to keep it a hot hour because the thing I like to do is I like to do short streams, which never works because you keep engagement nice. You keep a nice hour, and people are busy. Like Zod's got stuff to do. He's a busy guy. Matt's got stuff to do. Saggy Melons is everywhere.
I got shit to do. Don't lie.
Saggy.
I got shit to do.
I got pizza delivered. Why was I streaming? I didn't even stop to eat it.
Pizza from where? Pizza from where?
A local. It's not like a chain. So
local is the best.
Specialty pie. I think it's Hawaiian pizza.
Nice.
My wife got Hawaiian.
Get out of here, Matt, with that face. Pineapple pizza's amazing.
I don't like pineapple pizza.
I think it is, and wings. And I stayed on stream with you guys, and that's a hard man for this bad man to do.
I don't know. I beat in his stomach. Or he's like, I'm hungry.
We got more viewers when I was talking about that. Okay. So I think we'll end it here. We might have Cyrus on in the future. Zod is all about that. I'm all about that. Cyrus, the video game.
Cyrus is the man. I swear. I love Cyrus's videos. He's the guy.
Zeno, you're not paying for shit. So I mean, you're producer on my show, on my channel, but you said, go ahead. This is how I know Zeno. He said, go ahead with the super chats. I'll never pay you though. I'll always remember that. You're my brother though.
I don't see what's wrong with super chats.
I don't like, it's my personal thing. Again, with my going back to the Radical Rick, I kind of, when Radical Rick was starting out, I kind of had that viewpoint too, that I don't like people jump the shark on paying to get talk. I want to talk to as many people as I can, just talk right to you, just like you're my friend. You're not my sub.
I completely agree.
So that's why I think I've had the most success, not in my sub count, but talking to the most people on YouTube. I really have had success in that way. Even though I'm not very popular, a lot of people know about me and may have talked to me in the past.
I mean, I'm gonna just say, here's the thing. I think that I understand the difference between shilling, but time is money, people. Mm-hmm. And like Max just said, he had food here. He's got family. People have family. Time is money. So if I don't see anything wrong with wanting donations to kind of help support what you're doing. Because, for Christ's sakes, look at what side? Look at this. Please, for the love of God, turn your super chats on so we can freaking get rid of this. Please. I will pay you to get rid of this.
I'm turning my channel name to StreamYard with a duck. Yeah. I actually thought about them. Like, that would be pretty funny. There's my logo on StreamYard.
Yeah, just rebrand your whole channel this so it makes more sense when you stream, so we don't have to be
powered by StreamYard.
Like, please help this man so he doesn't have to have this stupid stuff.
Well, they don't even do enough for me. Like, I like the guys. I've watched the StreamYard videos of the people that created it, and they seem like nice, intelligent young dudes. But they don't give me enough for my money either. Like, paying that middle. I mean, I get 720p right now on the free version. I just get overlays and more people in the stream. Although I'm capped at 20 streaming hours per month, but that's all I've been doing anyway. Saggy is finally on camera, at least on this show. She might have been on. Okay, we are going to end it though. Enough of that. I got pizza to eat. I mean, no, I'm not getting.
I thought you were talking about last week with the pizza, but you actually got pizza right
To
now.
hell with you, to hell
Oh,
with
okay,
you.
cool. Hey,
He's not sharing the pizza
you're
with us.
inspiring me. I'm gonna probably
It's
order
staying
a
at the
pizza
front
He's
too.
door.
not sharing the pizza with us, guys. So just so
I didn't
you know,
want to
he's not
order on
sharing.
I
stream.
mean, we're not in that virtual world yet that I could share.
That's gonna happen. It's gonna happen at some point.
Go. Now you want smell-o-vision? Now you want it when you can smell my pizza?
Yeah, just for food. Just for food. I don't want to smell bodies. I just want to smell food.
All right, let the duck.
Food.
Mad duck. Yeah, mad duck. Mad
Quack.
mallet. Mad
Mad
mallet.
that would be an interesting idea though, Max, to like totally integrate the StreamYard logo into your app so
Duck
that
hunt, yes, duck hunt. Thank you. Give me all ideas to keep me as a cheapskate.
it works. It's awesome.
All right. Later, you lovable geeks. Okay, that's where we're on the bye.